Okay, hello and welcome to math. Let's do review answers. So these should look super familiar. You've seen these in almost every review. A bunch of things with fractions and some of the distributive properties. So we'll go through. I think we'll, because we have an equal sign here, we can multiply this by 6 and get rid of our denominators. I chose 6 because it's 3 times 2. It's our common denominator. So I get 6 times 2/3 equals 6 times, well, let's make the 6's in red just so they stick out, x plus 2 minus 6 times, this is going to be, x minus 7 over 2. So note that 3 goes into 3 once, goes into 6 2 times. 2 goes into 2 once, goes into 6 3 times. So we can simplify that. And what we get is 4 here, right? Because there's nothing on the bottom. It's 4 over 1 equals, I'm going to distribute this, 6x plus 12 minus, I'm going to leave this like this for just a second, 3 times x minus 7. Now I want to distribute this, but remember I'm distributing -3 to both of those pieces. So 4 equals 6x plus 12 minus 3x plus 21. Note the plus, minus, minus. Okay, so let's combine these together. I'm going to subtract, let's do it in yellow. Subtract 12, subtract 21 from both sides. So minus 12, minus 21, 21. And I will get 4 minus 33 equals, and then we got 6x and minus 3x, so 3x. So negative 29 equals 3x, x equals negative 29 over 3. And we're done. Over here, let's just always, can't spell, always simplify your radicals first. It'll just make your life a lot easier. So here we get square root of 4 times 3 over 3 plus square root of 9 times 3 over 9 minus square root of 4 times 2 over 6. So we're just going to take that slowly. So this is going to be square root of 4 times square root of 3 over 3. So all I did was I popped that 4 to there. All right. This is going to be plus square root of 9 times square root of 3 over 3 minus square, want that one red, square root of 4 times square root of 2 over 6. Now these things in red, I just want to take the square root of. They're super easy. So this is 2 root 3 over 3 plus 3 root 3 over, I made that should be a 9, over 9, minus 2 root 2 over 6. And then we can simplify our radicals. That one's okay. 3 goes into 3 once, goes into 9 3 times. 2 goes into 2 once, goes into 6 3 times. So what we're left with is 2 root 3 over 3 plus root 3 over 3 minus root 2 over 3. And this combines a whole lot of stuff from that homework you had. I think it was 1.5b with all the radicals that you did. So because these two are the same, I can add them together and I get 3 root 3 over 3 minus root 2 over 3. And it says put them all in one big fraction, so all we do is make that 3 root 3 minus root 2 over 3. And we're done. These here, these are can't combine different radicals. And root 3 is like 1.7, root 2 is like 1.4. Molly! Molly! Sorry, my dog's taking off. Stay here, sweetheart. All right, so we're good. On we go. So in version B of the same thing, you should have seen a lot of these before. We're just going to keep going. Molly wants to do algebra. Actually, she's bored of algebra. Note to self, never bring dog to algebra. I think what I'd like to do here is multiply through by 15 because that's my common denominator. Oops, 15. And that'll help me get rid of things. So 15 times 2 over 5 minus 15 times x plus 2 equals 15 times, and note I'm going to do it to both of these, x minus 7 over 3. So all I did is just place my 15s in there so you can see what I did. And I just, there, and there. So 15 times 2 over 5, I think I'm going to factor out. I got 5 goes into 5 once, goes into 15 3 times. So this turns into 6. And then here, I need to remember that I'm distributing negative 15 to both of those. So I get minus 15x minus 30 equals, and then remember to distribute this also. And I'll get, poops. I want to make sure we do this first. 3 goes into 3 once, goes into 15 5 times. So then we'll get 5x minus 35. All right, let's clean this up. I think I'll put my x's on the right-hand side. So plus 15x plus 15x and plus 35 plus 35. So on the right side, I get 20x, and on the left side, I get, let's see, those go to 0. Minus 30 plus 35, I think that gets me 11, right? I should look at my other work. Yep, 11. So that means x equals 11 over 20. All right. Here, note to you, simplify your radicals first. So 18 is going to become square root of 9 times 2 over 6 plus square root of 4 times 2 over 4 minus square root of 4 times 3 over 4. So I did that because these are perfect squares. So they will become, square root of 9 times square root of 2 over 6, square root of 4 times square root of 2 over 4, square root of 4 times square root of 3 over 4. And these things just become 3 times the square root of 2 over 6 plus 2 times the square root of 2 over 4 minus 2 times the square root of 3 over 4, right? So these things are just perfect squares. That's all I've done there. And now I can simplify. I can say, well, 3 goes into 3 once, goes into 6 2 times. There we go. So what I'm left with is root 2 over 2 plus root 2 over 2 minus root 3 over 2. Well, these two things are the same, so they become 2 root 2 over 2 minus root 3 over 2. But those are different. Can't add different radicals because they're just different numbers. 2.2 or root 2 is something like 1.4. Root 3 is something like 1.7. You can't say I've got 2 of them or 3 of them or it's -5 or I don't. They just don't. The exponent comes first is really the deal there. Right, exponent first. But we can make them into one fraction, so we're going to just do this because that's what the instructions say to do. One fraction, and that's our answer. On we go. All right, given this jazz here, let's first do I'll do g of -1 equals 2 times -1 squared minus 5. And note here, gotta do exponent first. Here, so I've got to square the -1, and I'll get 2 times 1 minus 5, which is -3. Now, I can f of g of -1 becomes, because I can replace g of -1 with f of -3, right? Because we know that g of 1 equals -3. So f of -3 equals -10 times -3 plus 3. Is 30 plus 3 equals 33. And make sure that matches my answer key. You never know if I fudged up. Okay, g of 2x. All that really means is 2x goes in place of x. So there and there. So g of 2x means 2 times 2x squared minus 5. Note, 2x replaced x. So 2x squared, though, is 2x times 2x is 4x squared. So what I did was I squared 2x, right? And I get 4x squared. A lot of people had trouble with that. So that's 8x squared minus 5, and that's our answer. Okay, solve for x when g of x is negative 7. So let me just write down g of x here so I can see it, because it's going to roll off the page. Equals 2x squared minus 5. But we know that that equals negative 7, which means this thing is negative 7. So negative 7 equals 2x squared minus 5. All we've done is replace g of x with negative 7. So let's add 5 to both sides. We get negative 2 equals 2x squared. Let's divide or multiply both sides by a half. And we get negative 1 equals x squared, but this is not possible. I can't square something and get a negative. So there's no solution. And on we go. All right, first, I'm going to do g of negative 2, which is 2 times negative 2 squared plus 2. And note, gotta do exponent before times 2. I should write that better. There we go. Okay, so that means this equals 2 times 4 plus 2, which gives us 10. Now, come back, pen. F of g of negative 2 becomes f of 10, because g of negative 2 is equal to 10. So f of 10 is super easy. Minus 1/2 of 10 plus 3. It's minus 5 plus 3 equals 2. Is that what I got before? Wait. Nope, negative 2. There we go. G of 3x is where we take 3x and we plug it in place of x. So it'll be 2 times 3x squared plus 2. So 2 times, now I'll do this way, just so 3x times 3x like that. Should make it easier to see, but a lot of people had trouble with that. It's 2 times 9x squared plus 2. So 18x squared plus 2, and that's our answer. Let's write down g here. So g of x is equal to 2x squared plus 2, right? But now we're being told that it also equals 1. So 1 has to equal 2x squared plus 2. Let's subtract 2 on both sides. We get negative 1 equals 2x squared. Multiply both sides by a half. Those go away. And we get negative 1/2 equals x squared. Well, that's not possible. To square and get negative. So no solution. On we go. Find the points where the two functions cross. Well, there are lots of ways to do these, but the easiest way is solve both for y. So we get x minus 4y equals 2, minus 4y equals minus x plus 2, y equals x over 4 minus 1/2. And the other one's already done. Y equals minus x plus 4. So we need, the second thing is set the y's equal. So the red y must be equal to the blue y, which means x over 4, there's a lot of yelling going on out there, minus 1/2 has to equal minus x plus 4. Let's consolidate. I think I'll add x on both sides and add 1/2 on both sides. So I will get, on the right, I will get, I'm going to do it black now, 5/4 x, that's these two, equals 4.5 is 9 over 2. That makes sense. That works. So I'm gonna multiply both sides by 4 over 5, so that those all cancel out, and I'm left with x equals 9 times 4 over 2 times 5. But we can cancel out a 2 there, so we get equals 18 over 5. So that's my x coordinate. Now to find my y, let's do it here in pink. Third step, plug to find y. So y equals minus 18 over 5 plus 4, which is minus 18 over 5 plus 20 over 5, which is 2 over 5. So my point is, come on, pen. 18 over 5, comma, 2 over 5. Find the equation of the line. So first, let's rearrange to see y equals mx plus b. A of x equals negative x over 2 plus 17. So that's close, but really we would like it as a of x equals negative 1/2 x plus 17. So slope equals negative 1/2. And then we're just going to plug to point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we get y minus pi equals minus 1/2 x minus pi. Boom. Note, slope is coefficient of x. That is the number only, not including x. Okay, so that was a lot easier perhaps than you thought it was. Here, all we're doing is find the average. Negative 20 plus 47 over 2 is positive 27 over 2, and we're done. That was super easy. Okay, step 1 here is solve both for y. So I'm going to start this one, x minus 10y equals 2. If I'll move the x to the other side, minus 10y equals minus x plus 2. So y, whoa, come back, pen. Y equals x over 10 minus 2 over 10. Note that that's positive x over 10 because my two negative signs canceled each other out. The other equation, y equals minus x plus 4, is already written that way. So step 2, set the y's equal to each other. So in other words, the black y has to equal the blue y, which means that x over 10 minus 2 over 10, which is the black y, has to equal minus x plus 4, which is the blue y. If I, let's say, multiply through by 10, just to get rid of my 10s, I get, I'll do this all in green, x minus 2 equals minus 10x plus 40. Recombining, let's say, plus 10x plus 10x plus 2 plus 2, I get, oh, come on, green. I get 11x equals 42, so x equals 42 over 11. And I need some space here, so let me make this all a little bit smaller. Like that. The joys of technology. So then step 3, plug to find y. Well, I choose to plug into there because it's a simpler equation. So y equals the opposite of 42 over 11. Don't forget the negative sign there. Plus 4, I'm going to take 4 and multiply it by 11 over 11. And I will get y equals negative 42 over 11 plus 44 over 11 equals 2 over 11. So my point is 42 over 11, comma 2 over 11. Boom. And on we go. Step 1 is rearrange a of x to c y equals mx plus b. So we have a of x equals negative x over 11 plus 17. That's close. So a of x equals negative 1 over 11 times x plus 17. So slope is negative 1 over 11. And then we're going to plug into point slope form. Let's see here. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. That works. I've got to use those points for my y's, or for my x1 and y1. So y minus pi equals negative 1/11 x minus pi. Done. I think that's what I did. Yeah, I did in the other one. I should have. There we go. Oh, I've got an alarm going off. Okay. All right, Phil would like to find a number halfway in between, so all we're going to do is find the average. Negative 27 plus 48 divided by 2 is 27 from 48 is 28, 21. And we're done. That was a simple couple points, wasn't it? Okay, we're factoring here. I'm going to make myself a box. And then I'm going to copy it here, paste, because I'm going to need it there too. So what I know here is I know that I'm going to have an x times x equals x squared. That's easy. I don't know what that is, and I don't know what that is, but they have to multiply together to make negative 12. So RJ says, always got to figure out what multiplies to 12. So it's either 1 times 12 or 3, nope, or 2 times 6 or 3 times 4. If I have to add together to make negative 4, I think I've got to choose this to make negative 4. So I'm going to do a 2 and a 6. Since it's got to be negative 4, I'm going to do negative 6. So I'll get negative 6x, positive 2x. That works, right? They add to negative 4. So that means that a of x really equals x minus 6 times x plus 2. So this was step 1, factor. Step 2, set y equals 0 to find the x-intercepts. So then we'll have 0 equals x minus 6 times x plus 2, which means, and then we'll use the last thing here, and we'll say use the 0 product property to find x's. So either x minus 6 equals 0, so x equals 6, or x plus 2 equals 0, so x equals negative 2. So our points are 6, 0, and negative 2, 0. Let's see if we can make this a little, whoops, go on. Make this a little bit smaller. Whoops. There we go. Okay, here I'm going to factor, but I'm going to do like a step 0. Pull out common factor first, so that then my equation is b of x equals 2 times x squared minus 5x minus 24. This, whoops, don't do that. This is much easier to solve, easier to factor. So then we'll have, let's move this down a little bit. Oops. I am going to do this. I'm going to put this over here. Okay, now this step, next step, then factor. So I know it's got to be x and x to make x squared. And since it's got to be minus 24, RJ says, well, whoops, low battery, better finish. We don't know what those two are, but we do know that factors of 24 would be 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, or 4 times 6. If I have to make negative 5, I'm going to choose 3 times 8 because they're 5 apart. So I got a 3 and an 8, and since it has to be negative 5, I'm going to make that negative. So negative 8x and 3x equals negative 5x. So we're good. So b of x equals 2 times x minus 8, x plus 3. Our next step is set y equal to 0. So, whoops. So now we have 0 equals, this is to get the x-intercepts. 0 equals 2 times x minus 8, x plus 3. And last is use the 0 product property. So just like before, x minus, x minus 8's got to equal 0, so x equals 8, or x plus 3 equals 0, so x equals negative 3. So our answers are 8, 0, negative 3, 0. And let's make this smaller to fit. There. All right, got to use the quadratic formula here. I'm going to just bang this out. So in this equation, it's in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. A is 1, b is 6, and c is 7. So our solution must be opposite of b over 2a plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a, which is minus 6 over 2 times 1 plus or minus the square root of 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times 7 over 2 times 1. So this is negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 36 minus 28 over 2, which is negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 36, 28, square root of 8 over 2. And if we simplify square root of 8, that's negative 3 plus or minus 2 root 2 over 2. If you go back to the simplifying radicals, that should hopefully make sense. And we got to write this as points because it says that. Minus 3 plus, oh, wait, the 2 root 2, we can, 2 over 2 is 1. So minus 3 plus, all that's left over is root 2, comma 0. And minus 3 minus root 2, comma 0. And that's our answer. On we go. All right, last little bit. I'm going to make a box. Well, here, first, we're going to factor. So I'm going to make a box. And I am going to need it in the next problem as well. So I'm just going to make a copy of it so I don't have to do that. Paste. There we go. I'm going to need a little further down there. So if I factor this, I know that I'm going to have an x squared. That's going to come from x times x. I don't know what those two things are, but I know they have to multiply to negative 12. Well, the only things that multiply to negative 12 are 1 times 12, 2 times 6, or 3 times 4. And since I have to make negative 11, I'm going to choose those. So 1 and 12, but since it has to be negative 11, it's going to be negative 12. So I'll get negative 12x, positive 1x, and that works. So now I know I'm going to, now I know that a of x equals actually x minus 12, x plus 1. Now I'm going to set y equal to 0 to get my x-intercepts. So 0 equals x minus 12, x plus 1. Then use zero product property to solve. And what that means is either x minus 12 equals 0, so x equals 12, or x plus 1 equals 0, so x equals negative 1. And so our answers are 12, comma 0, and negative 1, comma 0. I think I want this to be a little bit smaller, so I'm going to just take a moment and shrink it. Whoops, come on. Okay, why are we bugging out? This would have been easier not to shrink. Okay, well, we'll just leave it the way it is. You could shrink the page for me. Fine. All right, same thing over here, only we're going to do like a step 0. Pull out common factor. So that then we'll have b of x equals 3 times x squared minus 2x minus 24. So then we'll go back to our original and we'll 1 factor. So we know that x comes from x squared comes from x times x, and that negative 24 will have to come from whatever these are. And we know that 24 comes from 1 times 24, or 2 times 12, or 3 times 8, or 4 times 6. Since we have to add together to make negative 2, I'm going to choose these two because they're 2 apart. So I got a 4 and a 6. And since it has to be negative 2, I'm going to make that negative 6. So I get negative 6x, positive 4x. And that lets me rewrite now, comma, b of x equals 3 times x minus 6, x plus 4. Step 2, set y equal to 0. So 0 equals 3 times x plus 6, x minus, x minus 6, x plus 4. And then lastly, use the ZPP. So x minus 6 equals 0, so x equals 6, or x plus 4 equals 0, so x equals negative 4. And our answer then is 6, 0, negative 4, 0. And we are almost out of battery, so we are going to jam, whoops. Oh, pen, come on, pen. We're going to jam through this. I'm going to just decrease my screen brightness a little bit to help. Here, this is in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. So a equals 1, b equals 4, c equals 2, and x equals opposite of b over 2a plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a, which means it's minus 4 over 2 times 1 plus or minus the square root of 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times 2 over 2 times 1, which is minus 2 plus or minus the square root of 8 over 2. 8's 2 root 2, so negative 2 plus or minus 2 root 2 over 2, and we get to make those happen, so we get minus 2 plus or minus square root of 2, which leads us to our 2 points, which are minus 2 plus root 2, comma 0, and minus 2 minus root 2, comma 0. And we're done. Have a delightful day.